Hey guys, welcome back to Ivy Rose Knows. So, I know it's been a minute, guys, since I've been on here, but I just want to let you know that I'm back doing videos, and I wanted to let you guys know that I got my hands on some FOIA documents for Gypsy Rose, and I want to talk about them because I went through this paperwork and I found out so much, guys. I found out more than I ever knew, and I wanted to bring some things out and just point some things out that I thought were really important to make note of. All right. So we know Gypsy goes on this whole thing about how Nick was Victor. Victor was the dominant character. She was the submissive. And Nick, or i.e. Victor, made her do all of these things, right? Her story is that she's being controlled by Nick, and that Nick would rape her. Nick made threats to do all of this stuff. Like, her story came out that, in fact, she was manipulated by Nick, that she had a fear of Nick, and that Nick was dangerous and all of that stuff, right? That it was all Nick's idea, and Dee Dee was dead because of Nick, and that Nick was manipulating Gypsy, right? That's her story that she's putting out there. And she keeps showing the messages where Nick would tell her to do things. She keeps showing the messages where Nick is saying that he would rape her and all of this stuff, right? She keeps referring back to that. But what I have here, and I'm going to read it to you, and I want you to listen to it, because this shows right here who Gypsy is. Gypsy, in that whole role-playing BDSM thing, was Demona. Nick was Victor. Gypsy was not the submissive character. In fact, Gypsy was the dominant one. Gypsy was the manipulative one, and Gypsy was the one who was in complete charge the whole time. And here is a little bit of proof that what we've been saying about Gypsy manipulating Nick and Gypsy being in charge of everything, here it is. So I'm going to read it and let me know what y'all think. Another 10-minute video titled My Baby Gypsy and Mistress Demona's Random Video, admitted as 26H, contains 2 videos. In the second video, she appears as Demona, wearing a long red wig and lingerie. She tells Nicholas that things have changed. She is the dominant, and he is the slave. He is her slave. She says she doesn't enjoy punishing him, but it has to be done. She describes how she will reward him with sex, but if he displeases her, she has ways of punishing men if he fails to do as she asks. She, Demona, will take away Nicholas's time with Gypsy. She threatens to punish Nicholas by refusing to allow Gypsy to talk to him for a week. She will command him to perform sexual acts on her, and he'll have to do it, or she will be displeased. She praised him for being a good slave so far, and continues to encourage him to do a good job. Now, I want to take that one piece, and you guys can read it here. That right there is proof that Gypsy was the dominant character. Gypsy was the one actually in charge and giving directions and laying down the rules. Now, she runs on this narrative that it was all Nick's fault. Nick was the dominant one. Nick was the one who manipulated her. Nick was the one who was forcing her to do things, but that is not the case. And it shows right here in these court documents that she was actually the dominant one. She was actually the one who manipulated Nick, and Nick was actually her slave. You see, when I went down this whole BDSM role-playing rabbit hole, which, can I just tell you guys, be very careful going down it because it's wild and it's extremely disturbing. But when I went down this rabbit hole, it ends up that while she's out there in the public claiming that she was a submissive, he was the dominant one, he had total control, it's actually not the case. She was a dominant playing a submissive. And that is an actual thing. I know it's wild, but that is an actual thing. She was the one who was in charge. She was the one who was in control. She was actually the dominant playing the submissive. Nick knew that. She told Nick that here. She let him know that she was the one in charge. That she was actually the dominant. And that is actually a thing in BDSM and the whole role-playing thing. All right? But again, I want to put this out because everyone keeps showing the proof in text messages and little piece of these court papers that Nick was the one that was the dominant, but in fact it wasn't. And so this just goes to show, one, how Gypsy is lying. Gypsy is lying to everyone. We know this. But here is the proof that she's lying yet again. She manipulated Nick. She threatens to rape Nick. Now, I'm going to go deeper into this paperwork, into these claims, into these videos that the detectives found, and I will go into it. But she does go on to say how she wanted to rape Nick and how she was going to make him scream, cause him pain, and all of this. And that this Demona character plays a really big part in who Gypsy really is. Gypsy, I believe, because of psychological disorder that she has, I believe that she doesn't have a personality of her own. She doesn't know who she is. And so she has adopted this Demona character, and so she plays this out in real life. She plays this character to a T. And we're also going to do a deep dive into this whole Demona character, okay? I literally have Moo on my keyboard right now and my computer's going crazy. And I'm using my microphone and I'm sure you can hear him purring. But he's driving me nuts, guys. He sees me in a camera. So I'm going to apologize for that background noise because we know that Moo likes his camera. But I am going to go into the whole Demona character, how Demona from the Gargoyles, Disney, refers back to an actual role in the whole role-playing thing, and who this character is, what her description is, her personality, her purpose, all of it. And I'm going to show you how Gypsy Rose adopted that actual character and is living her life with that character in mind. And all of this will eventually make sense. We're going to go into it. It's just so much to do at once. But stay tuned because I'm going to break this down into little parts so it's not so overwhelming and too much to take in at once. But that is the purpose of this. And again, I just wanted to bring up that one thing that was in the court documents about Gypsy's lying yet again. Nick did not manipulate her. Nick was not the dominant. She was not Nick's slave. It was actually the reverse. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, I'll be doing some responses to your comments with a video. So I'm looking forward to them. I appreciate you all for being here. Guys, please do me a favor. Like this video. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. And hit that bell so you can be notified. We will be doing lives over on TikTok. Going through all of this paperwork. These lives will be uploaded here to YouTube, so those who don't have TikTok can see them. And then on Saturdays, we will be doing a YouTube live to kind of recap everything and go over everything for that week. This is going to be an ongoing series because we have so much information to cover. So again, let me know in the comments what you think, and I appreciate you guys being here. I'll talk to you later.